Thank you for being part of this weather community. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, almost 25,000 subscribers. Thank you for joining Mr. Weatherman in Europe. You keep me going. All right, I want to show you where we're seeing a little bit of development in the tropics near Bermuda, how that kind of ties into our weather across Europe, plus a wildfire over toward parts of Greece. I've been watching that over the last 24 hours. Big storms and a larger system that will be moving in as we go throughout the week ahead. But watching this area near Bermuda, here's a Newfoundland. So as you work your way to the Atlantic region of Canada, this area is going to track toward Europe. But with that said, in about 24 hours, it's really going to dissipate and get tied into another system. And you can see it here, a small window of opportunity for this to become a named system, which would be the first one of the Atlantic basin side, but just a little window for that, really about 12 hours for that to happen before it enters cooler water. And then you see, you almost don't see anything by the time we work our way into tomorrow. Here comes that next system and it just gets absorbed into that. So a small window that area does develop. If it does develop into a subtropical storm, the first name on the Atlantic basin season is Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter after that, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Tanya, Van, Wendy to cover the names for the upcoming hurricane season, which we're in now. But as we get deeper into the season, that's when we could see systems kind of coming up and around and working in. It's typically very quiet in the first month of the season. Usually we get a named storm in June, about one on average. But once we get deeper into July and especially August, September, and October, that's when we'll watch out for some systems that will try to dissipate across the North Atlantic and swing toward parts of Europe. Now, radar tracking for us, I've been watching some of the storms. We're going to see some stronger storms in spots today, but especially later in the week with a larger system moving in. Been watching a few showers around Scotland today. Norway, Sweden, we've been seeing a few of those. And you see some of the rain stretching down toward parts of Denmark. We've seen some rain near Copenhagen. And then we swing back here, Czechia. You can see a couple of the heavier areas of rain, watching that moving through, even some thunderstorms. In this building up, I've been watching this line of storms coming out of France, working their way towards Switzerland in northern Italy. So just over the next few hours, Turin, then Milan, we could see some stronger storms firing up northern Italy, scraping by parts of Switzerland. So watching out for some of the storms. And then you see a few showers, Brussels, for example, and then back through Germany, seeing some of those scattered showers. A couple of rumbles of thunder will be a possibility as well. This here over toward Chios in Greece, we've been watching this wildfire over the last 24 hours, about last 24 hours. Crews have been working on this area nonstop. So you get over to the island of Chios, and this is where we're watching right in through here on the eastern end, that wildfire that was causing all sorts of issues over the last about 12 to 18 hours. I'm going to monitor that as we continue to get deeper into the fire season for many of us. That is tied into the heat and the dry weather. Watch what happens throughout the week. You see some of these deeper colors. Let me just go through the week as we work our way forward. We will get some changes because the next system is going to be moving in. That'll give us a little cool down, relatively speaking, northwestern sections, but you still see that heat around Italy, Hungary, over toward Romania, down through Greece. Very hot and mainly dry weather in some spots, but some of that heat will be pushing a little bit more down toward the south and east as the week goes on. And this is where we're tracking the storms. This is what I just showed you today, watching those storms firing up. That'll move toward Austria and parts of northern Italy, couple popping up southern France, and then hit or miss throughout parts of Spain. Here comes that next area working its way through. I'm going to zoom down here in just a second over toward Ireland and the UK as we'll see some showers that will be working in. As we work our way into tomorrow, this spin near Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, over toward Finland continues to work through, bringing some storms to parts of Russia and Ukraine. Hit or miss storms, northern sections of Spain. And then as we work our way into Wednesday, watching this, here comes that next area. You see some of the rain approaching Northern Ireland and Ireland as we work our way to Wednesday. And then as this zooms in, look what happens. This system hits the heat. That means it's going to trigger some really big storms. Germany, Poland, watching over toward all the way down through Austria, northern Italy again. This sector right in through here, some strong to severe storms will be possible because this system collides with the heat, a lot of energy. This will be a severe weather threat. We will be watching this together as we go throughout the week. Significant hail will be possible in some of those storms later this week. Now back to a closer look look here as we work our way over toward Ireland, Northern Ireland, as we work our way into tonight, we'll see some showers kind of clipping by, and you see by tonight and tomorrow morning, some of these showers scoot on by Scotland. Wales, we may catch a couple over toward England, not as much, but as the week goes on, we'll be watching out for that larger system moving in. So you see by Wednesday, some of the rain started to move into Galway, and then look what happens by Thursday. This bigger spin works across with that higher chance of rain. Late Wednesday into Thursday, there are the storms popping up. You see even near Amsterdam, Brussels, swinging back toward Hamburg, some bigger storms. Copenhagen, as I mentioned, as this spin works in, and just seeing areas of rain kind of filtering around for the British Isles. So getting a look at some of those rain totals over the next few days or so. This in through here will be hit or miss with some of the thunderstorms possible. But you see parts of Austria, for example, northern Italy, we could get a quick 25 millimeters to 50 millimeters of rain with some of the thunderstorms. Spotty showers, I'll show you a couple little batches trying to work in, but more so later this week. But Scotland, for example, we could get a couple spots that are over 25 millimeters of some rain. But watching that spin that's been around today so far. So anywhere from Poland, north, Latvia, for example, Estonia, Finland, Sweden, Norway, we'll see some areas of rain that could top 50 millimeters as that spin will be in place over the next couple of days. And here's that tail end of the storm system, Czechia over towards Slovakia, Austria. That's where we could get some downpours. And then watching Ukraine and Russia as this area moves off toward the east. By tomorrow, we could see some thunderstorms dropping a quick 75 millimeters of rain in spots. Now, as the next system approaches, you can see how the seas will be building later this week. Once we get into Thursday and Friday, Atlantic water is definitely higher. That next larger system moving in, and again, that will give us those strong to severe storms, in particular by Thursday. It is going to be a very busy week. Got you covered right here on this channel. So you see a slight chance of a shower passing by London over the next couple days. Tonight and tomorrow morning, we may catch a couple showers in Birmingham, just with that first little area sliding by. A couple showers will be a possibility. Better chance, though, as we work our way back toward Glasgow, where we're looking at about a 30 to 40% chance, especially tonight into the first half of tomorrow. And then you see how that rain chance will be picking up. Spotty shower early tomorrow, especially over toward Dublin, but more so as we work our way into Wednesday, as that next system will be arriving. Isolated shower storm around Rome and Vatican City, but Milan, a 40% chance. I showed you the storms I'm tracking that are over toward Turin and then back toward Austria. We'll see that chance of storms over the next few hours increasing, especially by the time we get into a sunset today. So monitoring that just over the next few hours. Isolated in nature in Berlin, but the rain chance will be picking up later this week. Watching out for that spin around, giving us some of those scattered showers, as I showed you, in parts of Munich. Deeper into the week by Thursday, we'll watch out for that chance of storms. Rain chance stays very limited in Paris as we work our way toward Oslo the next couple of days. We have that spin that is with us. I was showing you some of those showers earlier, and that does include Stockholm. You see tomorrow that 70% chance of rain will continue. Starts to drop off on Wednesday, and a 70% chance of rain tomorrow, even lingering into Wednesday as we work our way toward Helsinki and much of Finland. Brussels, have been watching some of the rain that's been around today. We'll see it pick up again by the time we hit Thursday. Amsterdam, we could get clipped by some of those showers over the next few hours. Same thing back through Copenhagen, the center of that storm system just to the north, but that is giving us some of those showers that have even some thunderstorms that have been around Copenhagen, most off toward the east at this point. Athens, isolated shower storm. Greece as a whole, monitoring that wildfire threat over the next few days. I showed you Chios with that fire on the eastern side of the island. Belgrade, 20% chance of a storm tomorrow. Isolated around Madrid. Rain chance not super high. Barcelona, about 20%. Even back toward Valencia, looking at about a 20 to 30% chance of a shower storm. 10 to 20% chance through Lisbon. We work our way through Iceland with that next system coming. That rain chance will stay elevated through the week ahead. Vienna, watching out for the possibility of storms, especially by the time we get toward the end of the week. Prague, watching out for some of those storms that are nearby. Monitoring a couple stronger ones over the next few hours. Budapest, rain chance at 20%. See, by Wednesday, it starts to build around parts of Poland and Warsaw. Tomorrow, we're looking at a 50% chance of storms in Kyiv, just a 10% chance back through through Istanbul, very hot. And then Moscow, that rain and storm chance will be picking up as that storm system shifts off toward the east. So large area of heat and humidity for many of us now, but that next bigger storm system is coming. That is going to trigger those storms, possibility of severe storms with large hail, and monitoring the tropical Atlantic to see if that area near Bermuda does get a name just over about the next 12 hours. Keep you posted on everything. Busy week ahead. Thank you for being part of this weather community. Have a good rest of your Monday.